Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned into Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station. I am on FM 106, AM 1050, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Spreaker, and more. Why so many places? I want to maximize my splatter zone for more hope and happiness. So there's no gossip on this show, no, scandal, no K words, no Kanye talk at all. Instead, I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. So I have topics and guests to that end. You saw that on my, that was actually an 8-year summary of this show. I am grateful that I am now 11 plus years. Today is 591 consecutive weeks. And this is show 1007. So I'm happy that you're here. And as you can see, what's going on in the studio today? I'm so delighted that I am doing my Monday morning movie review with some special guests. So you know it's Monday, and no rainy days and Mondays, because I want you to start Monday as if it's Friday. So in helping us drink that Kool-Aid, I brought on a delightful young woman, or I don't know at what age we become a woman, but she's doing so much. Her name is, let me see if I say it right. Hanadie. Did I get that right? Hanadie. Well, I'll get it by the end of the show. And she is a Kids First film critic, and I have the founder of Kids First with me here today in studio. We'll find out a little bit more about their organization and about the work that they're doing, as well as we're going to do a review of the Disney movie Slumber Party. But please first welcome to my studio, Hanadie and Ranny. I'm going to let you both say your own names from this point forward. But welcome to the studio. It's so wonderful to have both of you. And what we do first thing in every show just this past year is start with gratitudes. So I want to have breakfast with my guests. So we do a very quick, what am I grateful for? We do 8 specific things, 1-word things, and we do it like a little ping pong. And I didn't tell you about it because I don't like them rehearsed. And then we're going to do what we appreciate about ourselves. That's the bottom of the bun. So are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Awesome. I am grateful for sunshine. What are you grateful for? Go ahead.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm grateful for all my opportunities.
Awesome. Ranny?
I'm grateful for love.
I'm grateful for the gym.
I'm grateful for my family.
Well, I'm grateful for the wonderful children that I work with at Kids First.
I'm grateful for dolphins.
I am grateful for nature.
Beautiful. That's the top of the bun. And we're going to go to the bottom of the bun. This is where actually you do when you, right before you go to bed. Right now we have a bit of a sleep epidemic. People are having a hard time sleeping. And one of the reasons why, I believe, is we are thinking about, all the things we lost maybe during the pandemic, or all the things we haven't finished doing that we want to get done, or who just done me wrong. And all of those things on top of, I call meaningless scrolling, MS, is going to keep you from falling asleep easily and well. So, one of the foundations, I believe, of good mental health is self-care, self-approval, self-soothing. If you like yourself, you're much better at taking whatever's coming at you, no matter what it is. So, what do you like about yourself? That's the question. And honestly, if you can't approve of yourself, how the fork do you expect other people to approve of you? So that's the other reason we do this. So I like that I am funny.
That's good.
I like that I am kind.
I like that I have fortitude.
I like that I am creative.
I like that I am motivated.
I like that I'm an avid gardener.
And I'm going to let you take one more because you didn't get a gratitude on the top. Ranny, go ahead.
I like that I'm a great grandmother. I mean, I'm not great grandmother, but I'm a terrific grandmother. How's that?
That's great. And Hanadie, did I get that right?
Yes, you did. I like that I am proud.
Wonderful. And that is it for Breakfast with Dr. Marissa and her guests. Thanks for joining us. I promise that if you do this breakfast exercise 28 consecutive days, your days will be wrapped in the most positive way. And it's probably the least expensive way to get yourself to choose happiness. All righty. And here we go. Thank you for joining us. If you've just tuned in, you know that I am streaming live right now on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and especially my YouTube channel, which houses all of the shows. If you free subscribe there, you will get an alert to tune in every weekday morning with Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah, here on KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere, the station that leaves no listener behind. And it is Monday morning movie review. And I have a very special guest this morning, Hanadie. How old are you, or how young are you?
I'm 12.
12. And you're not even a tween. I guess you're a tween. Is that what they call you? You're a tween. Beautiful smile. And she's going to be my co-reviewer this morning of a Disney movie. So if you're listening or watching, if you are driving, as many of you are, do not do this. But if you are watching and not driving, please do share this with anyone that has youngins who are thinking about watching movies, and specifically Slumber Party, because that's what we're going to be talking about. And before we do that, you are part of an organization called Kids First. And before I have the founder talk about what that is, how did you find Kids First, and what do you love about it?
So I found Kids First through my mom. So she was just like scrolling through like this acting site one day, and she saw this audition, and it was for Kids First. And she was just like, "You should try it. I think it'll be good." And I was like, I don't know. But I tried it, and it ended up being absolutely amazing. It's opened up opportunities that I would never have before, like the Kids Choice Awards or the Kids Emmy Awards, or a lot of cool Nickelodeon and Netflix and Disney events. And it definitely taught me some things that like I would have never been able to, or I would have never known. And when I think about like reviews and movie premieres, I just think about like, oh, an actress, she goes, she films a movie, she auditions, and then there's this red carpet. But like, you don't think about the entire like interview process and reviews and all this stuff. And Miss Ranny, like she like actually trains us because like we're against all these like big adults who've been doing this for like years, but like she trains us to the point where like we can go on carpets and stand next to adults and we know what we're doing and we know how we can hold our own. So yeah.
That's wonderful. So I hope you heard the love in that, Miss Rennie.
I certainly did.
Why don't you tell me, in your words, you founded this. I liked what you said in the bio, but I would like it in your words, because those are the most powerful. And I'm going to do it this way. I don't have an answering machine. I have a questioning machine. And when you call me, it says, "Who are you and what do you want?" So, Ms. Ranny, who are you and what do you want?
Well, I am not Kids First, but I will say Kids First will be celebrating our 32nd anniversary in September.
Wow.
So we're really a youth media advocacy organization. We were founded kind of as we grew out of the media literacy movement, but as one of my board members describes us, we're really media literacy in action. We don't just talk about it. We're right there. Like Hanadie said, we are right there attending press screenings and standing on the red carpet, interviewing talent. And our kids are there standing side by side with seasoned entertainment reporters. And here they are. They're 9, 10, 12 years old, up to age 18. And now some of our kids, we used to send everybody away when they turned 18 and nobody wanted to leave. So, so now we have young adults that are participating as well. But it's really an opportunity to give young people a voice and give their honest opinions. You can ask Hanadie. We do not tell them what to say. We teach them how to say it, how to format their thoughts, and how to give an authentic opinion that's not just off the top of the head, but it's a very thoughtful insight and analysis of the programming that they're watching, whether it's a film or a TV show or streaming media or other things, books. We sometimes do books.
Wonderful. And so if you're listening, you're a parent and you have kids who have wanted to get into acting, is this a place that you would go and audition at, Miss Ranny? Are you still open?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, our kids are entertainment reporters, so their job is to be an entertainment journalist, but we are teaching them skills about how to be on camera. They also, Dr. Marissa, get to do a lot of interviews with behind-the-scenes talent. They talk to, ask Hanadie, they talk to directors, producers, costume designers, hair and makeup. I mean, I just saw Golda last night, and I thought, oh my gosh, we have to talk to the hair and makeup person on this film.
That's fantastic. And I actually just mentioned this. I think Friday we had a man who was also helping kids with art in a foundation in Santa Monica. And the silver lining of the writer's strike is, I believe, that we may not have thought about the importance of the back, not in front actors and actresses, but the importance of people who do all the things you just listed, along with writing, and how it's really a full team effort. It's not just the one in front of the camera. So if nothing else, not saying that we want the strike to continue, but we definitely want to acknowledge and appreciate those in the background for sure. So, Hanadie, How did you know? Did you know at what age that you wanted to be in front of the camera?
So definitely, I didn't quite know what an actress was, but I knew I wanted to be somebody when I was like really young. Like, I used to always be I was always like performing something. I was a one woman show. So I was definitely always performing something like maybe when I was like 2 or 3. And then as I got older and learned what these words meant, it's like by the time I was like 5, I was like, oh, I have to be an actress. Like I have to. So definitely I always knew. I think as I got older, I just figured out what it meant. But yeah.
Did your parents try to talk you out of it or talk you into it? Or I know your mom's supportive.
No, my mom, she didn't try to talk me out of it. She encouraged it a lot.
That's wonderful. And where do you live?
I live in California.
Oh, okay. So you are in California. Everybody's in California. That's great. So did you want to say anything more, Miss Randy, about Kids First before we actually go to the movie?
I just say, if you want to know more about us, go to our website, kidsfirst.org.
All right, let's just bring that up. This is the one great thing about having this set up. So it's kidsfirst.org.
Yep.
And are you a nonprofit?
We certainly are.
Fantastic. So this is, I love pointing out and highlighting nonprofits because it is a place where you can really support.
There we go. Look at that. That looks familiar.
Yes, I'm sure it should. So your ultimate resource for quality children's entertainment. And I did read, I'm trying to remember now, of the wonderful stuff that you sent me, that you actually started this organization because you were concerned with the level or the lack of quality media and entertainment for kids, that there was a little too much violence. Tell me about that.
Well, correct. And I mean, keep in mind, we started this in 1991. So since that time, there is much more entertainment available that is child friendly, but there's also a lot more entertainment that is not so child friendly. There's just a lot more product out there. So what we offer for parents and adults is a way to kind of sort out what's appropriate for their child and what isn't. We don't post reviews of programming that we don't accept. We only post reviews of programming that we do, and we give a complete review, often by a group of children. We don't just have one person review it, but we'll have 2, 3, maybe on a big movie, we might even have 4 or 5 people reviewing it. And I can see you're on our site now. So we also produce a film festival, which we co-host with venues around the country and actually around the world. This year we're partnered with a group in Ukraine and a group in Pakistan that will be going into schools across both of those countries. And our reporters, like Hanadie, help us review those films that we put into the film festival. And they're from filmmakers all around the world, independent filmmakers, students from elementary through university.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I saw on the film festival page just now that you are very particular. No glasses. No gratuitous violence or abuse. Mm-hmm. Now, what is gratuitous violence or abuse? What is? I'm used to no violence or abuse. What is gratuitous?
Well, the standard verbiage that's used today is usually no bloody, gory violence. We use the word gratuitous when violence is used as a form of entertainment.
Interesting. I love learning new things. So that's great. Great.
And
No
it's every day.
yes, I do a lot. No inappropriate sexual behavior, no bias in terms of race, gender, culture, or religion. That's great. No condescension toward children, and no replicable unsafe behavior. So that's great. It has those standards so that you don't move that stake in the ground for
Correct.
protection
Yeah.
of the children, which is
Yeah.
great. That's great. Okay, so you can all go and there's lots of information on that website, kidsfirst.org. If you want to find out about their auditions, I think the information is there as well. And you are always looking for people like Hanadie who are, furthering their career as an actress and as well getting some developmental help in being able to speak in front of camera and on the red carpet, which is great. Did you have a chance to take a look at my red carpet playlist, Hanadie? I don't know if your mom would have let you do that, but Halle Berry and John Travolta and Quincy Jones, I've had the honor and privilege of actually interviewing them, which was kind of cool. So, all right, here we go. Now, Randy, I'm going to take you off if that's okay and bring you back on afterwards. And I'm going to pop up the trailer for Slumber Party so we can get those who have not seen it to take a quick look at it, and then we're going to dive into the review. I'm excited about hearing her talk about it. If that's okay with you, and I'll bring you back after the review. Yes? Awesome. You get to go to the green room, and now we are going to let's see, go to YouTube trailer Slumber Party. And this is on Disney Channel. Is it going to be on in the theaters? Do you know?
No, it's not.
It is not. Okay, so this is definitely on the Disney Channel. Here we go.
Oh my gosh, what did we do last night? You are not missing an eyebrow. Oh jeez, yes I am! I don't remember anything. I don't remember anything either. Guys, I think we have a bigger problem. Where is Anna Maria? It's my birthday! We need to think big. Do something we've never done before. Tonight's gonna be different. Anna Maria, let's have some fun. And Paige, tonight's gonna be epic. Oh yeah, let's do this! Sorry I'm late, guys. Oh, I'm good.
Mesmer, the hypnotist, has arrived.
Shut up.
Shall we begin?
Okay. I'm actually down with hypnotism.
Tonight, be your most authentic selves, void of inhibitions. Eyes closed and the magic doesn't work. Follow the sound of my voice. 3, 2, 1.
Where is Anna Maria? What just happened? I think we need to go find out. Is that Jake Ramirez's hoodie? I don't remember how I got it. Is he coming over here? He is. Am I still wearing a sweatshirt? You are. And missing an eyebrow. Indeed.
We want our hedgehog back.
We don't actually remember anything that happened last night. And you can trust that sketchy hypnotist? Who even knows if they have their hypnotist license?
We are not kids anymore. We're gonna find Anna Maria ourselves.
All we need to do is follow the clues. So what exactly is our plan?
We're breaking into high school.
Well, at least when we go to jail, we'll be there together. We gotta do this. For Anna Maria. For Anna Maria! heaven?
All righty. All right. That was the trailer for Slumber Party. And we have in studio today my co host, film critic, Hanadie. And she is going to start this review off. If you haven't watched it, this is a spoiler alert. But if you have watched it and you are streaming in right now, please do come in studio, make comments, or ask questions as well. All right, you take it away.
So I absolutely love The Slumber Party. It was such a heartwarming Disney film that really brilliantly captures the essence of like teenage friendship and definitely a lot of self-discovery. So I don't want to spoil too much, but in The Slumber Party, best friends Megan, Anna Maria, and Paige are invited to a sleepover to celebrate Anna Maria's birthday. And things take an unexpected turn when Mesmer, the hypnotist, comes and hypnotizes them. So it definitely takes like a lot of crazy turns, and it really, really puts an emphasis on like self-discovery and friendship. And yeah,
That's great. That was a great summary. Now, give me some of the themes or parts of the story that sort of hit your heart, or you could identify with, or made it sort of come alive for you.
yeah, so there was definitely a lot of parts. Oh my God, to choose just one, there was definitely a lot of parts, but I really like the parts of like self-discovery and stepping out of your comfort zone. I really resonated with that a lot because it was like, yeah, like I know a lot of kids my age or kids their age can like really resonate with like self-discovery and like stepping out of your comfort zone. Because me personally, I sometimes need to be pushed out of my comfort zone, and that can be sort of hard for me. So that's something that kind of resonates with me.
So, give me an example of the last time you were pushed out of your comfort zone and what you got to do.
Hmm. My mom has pushed me out of my comfort zone before, maybe specifically with like acting. Like I was pushed out of my comfort zone, and like she'll like find me an audition. She say, "Hey, I think you can do this." I'm like, "I can't do that." She's like, "I definitely think you can do it." And I've been pushed out of my comfort zone, and I found a whole new part of myself with acting. So yeah.
So, what are the things that go through your head that make you feel not comfortable? Like, what would you say? Like, kind of runs through your head.
That like makes me feel like uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. Is there a
Hmm.
voice that says you're gonna fall flat on your face? You're gonna look silly.
Yeah.
People are gonna laugh at you.
Yeah, so sometimes when I'm like on the red carpet, I'm like, I'm gonna freeze up, I'm gonna forget my questions, I'm gonna get extremely nervous. Oh my God, I can't do this. Like, I don't know why I signed up for this. I don't know how to ask the right questions. What if like my mic doesn't work? Like all that stuff is sort of running through my head when I'm like doing reviews or on red carpets.
And so, what do you do to overcome all of those negative voices? I'll call them.
What I do is I just have to like breathe and like remember that I've done this before and like remember that like I'm not the only one who's nervous and just like really like remember and like sometimes if I'm feeling like extremely nervous, like if I have some time in between like each person, I'll sometimes like breathe and look over my questions. But just sometimes like remember that like, hey, you're not alone and this is not the first time that you've done this and you're gonna be fine and it's gonna go smooth and easy.
Wonderful. And that is exactly some of the things that were in the movie, in the maybe not as purposeful in the strategy, which I wanted you to do, because I call myself ageless, but I am not your age. And I want to make sure that the the point of these as well is not just to review the movie, but to get something out of it for anyone who's watching that is in your age group, as how do we step out of our comfort zone? How do we, what's your advice? Which I know you're a coach on these things. So all those tips that you just gave are wonderful ways in which, if you, especially after the pandemic, you're afraid to step out, or you're afraid to try something new, or you're out of your comfort zone, you've been sort of, you know, in your little cocoon, right, for a couple of years, thanks to COVID. So those same strategies that you're talking about are extremely helpful. You know, I've done it before, right? I'm not the first one. I can breathe. I'm a big breather. I teach Tai Chi, and that's all about, you know, in Chinese, I will teach you a Chinese word for the breath is called Qi, CHI, and it's Mandarin for eternal energy. So the next time you use your breath, I want you to remember that you are in Dr. Marissa's Qi. So you're connecting with me every time you take a breath, because it's all over the place. And when I take a breath, I take nothing from you. There's more than enough to go around. Will you remember that for me?
I will.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So was there any identification when the one of the main characters, her name was it Meg? I'm getting the names mixed up. The one that got her eyebrow shaved off.
Megan,
that is Megan, was close. So Megan also had something that happens, you know, she was going into high school, right? So how old is that? Is that about your age? Are you going into high school?
No, I'm in middle school.
You're in middle school, so you're not yet. So you still have what, one more year?
I've got 2 more.
2 more years, and well, you seem much older than your age. So, and that's a compliment. So you are going, okay, so you've got 2 more years. One of the things that they were talking about was the whole, I wouldn't say boyfriend. We didn't get that far in the movie, right? But she was, you know, kind of like, goo-goo eyes, I'll say, maybe at that age appropriate goo-goo eyes for the guy that she had the sweatshirt for. Yes? So this is, you know, and maybe I'm going to take you out of the film review. Do you review films where you maybe are not at that stage? It's always interesting to me how Disney does that. You know, you kind of do the crush thing and you don't do the crush thing. Did it make you uncomfortable?
It didn't make me uncomfortable. I've seen stuff like that before. I sort of understand like what she means by it. But no, it didn't necessarily make me uncomfortable.
Go, okay. And then the parts about family, that was another theme that I was kind of surprised about, because they really took the traditional family, right? That the one whose birthday it was is
Anna Maria.
Anna Maria, thank you. And she was talking about her regular or normal family. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so her parents went through a divorce, and she is kind of like uncomfortable. She's upset about it, and she's like forced to go to her dad's wedding, and she's like really upset with her dad for remarrying, and she's also like sort of forced to hang out with her stepsister, and like you can definitely see that throughout the movie, especially at the start. Like you could tell that like she doesn't like really like her sister, and it's not like her sister's fault, but it's because she's like upset, like I don't want to hang out with her, like I wish you guys never got divorced. So it's definitely like some emotional family things going on with Anna Maria, but you definitely see it a lot throughout the movie.
Yes. Now, do you have brothers and sisters?
I do.
And how many? How are bigger or smaller?
I've got a 2-year-old little sister and a 6-month-old little brother.
Wow. So you get to be big sister, period, right? And
Yes.
uh so could you identify with what they were going through with siblings and how you felt about brothers and sisters?
I think in like a different way, like sometimes I think in like such a different way because like her siblings are a little older and it is a little bit of a different situation. But I think that I can sometimes resonate with like some of her annoyance or like sometimes of like how she feels. And I think a lot of like tweens and teens can sort of resonate with that as well.
Absolutely. Now, and I'll just pipe in for parents who are from families that are not the traditional, mom, dad, till death do we part, which I think sounds like a death sentence. I obviously am happily divorced, but it is a good movie to bring up comfortable talking about blended families, about stepsisters, brothers, and half sister brothers. And I do commend Disney for having that as one of the themes in the movie so that there's a springboard for some discussion. And I think one of the reasons why I started doing Monday morning movie reviews is there's more and more movies that have a great educational component, or at least a way to be able to safely and encourage parents to talk about things with their kids that maybe they're not comfortable talking about. So kudos to Disney for that. So what was your favorite scene in that movie?
Ooh, okay. So I have a couple favorite scenes, but one of my favorite scenes is there's like this hedgehog sort of like I don't know quite how to explain it, but there's like this hedgehog sort of like car, but not a car. I don't quite know what they're called. I forgot what they were called, but there's like this hedgehog car that they steal at some point in the movie, and I really like when they were like trying to get it back, and like there was this whole scene of them like riding on it, and then that the thing, and then the it crashed, and Megan fell out into the dumpster. That was probably one of my favorite scenes.
That was pretty funny. And I understand the hedgehog was actually the a float. It was
Yes, I
going to
was
be
looking
in
at
the
it.
float of some parade or something.
Yes.
So there was also a theme about socioeconomic status. Do you know what I'm talking about when I say that?
Um.
Yep.
Uh,
That's okay. It's a I wouldn't expect you to know it. You are 2 years in middle school, but I also appreciated how they distinguish between regular families that have, working parents and what they do, and then a bit of the snob side of, well, my mom's a lawyer, my dad's a lawyer, and the uppity ups and making fun of, and originally putting down that little group of kids. Remember that part? That's what I mean by socioeconomic status. That's a difference that shouldn't make a difference with us, but it sometimes does. So do you ever get that? Do you feel like again, that do you in your school? I don't know if you're homeschooled. A lot of kids that are acting are homeschooled. Do you go to
I am.
You are homeschooled. Okay. So you may not know about the haves and have nots as much as I'm asking about. But do you have a circle of friends who will either be made fun of or make fun?
um. No, I mean I know a couple of my friends. They have been bullied, and they like have been bullied, but I wouldn't necessarily like say like they don't make fun of anybody, but I definitely have a couple friends who've been bullied. Yeah.
Okay. And what would you say to kids? Because you're a leader, you're a natural, and I know you're going to continue to do well. And look at me in the eye for a second. I say this to every kid. So it's because my math teacher, when I was in grade 10, knew that I had some stuff going on that wasn't great. So he pulled me in after school and he looked at me and said, that you can do anything that you put your heart and mind to. So did you see me say that to you? Now you already know that. I can tell your mom's already instilled that. And Miss Ranny has already instilled that in you. But I love, that's the legacy that I hope that I leave as the encourager and as a tribute to Mr. Bristow, who was my math teacher who said that to me. But what would you say to kids who are currently being bullied? Now, I'm just guessing you didn't mention that you felt bullied. Do you ever get bullied maybe because you are homeschooled or you are on camera, and does everybody love the fact that you're doing what you're doing?
I'm glad to say that I have not been bullied, but I know kids who have bullied, and I know people who have been bullied, and I never know how it feels, but I can sometimes understand when they say like, "Hey, like I've been bullied. Here's what they said." Like I know how that must feel, but I haven't been bullied.
So what would you say but you have friends who have been bullied. What
Yeah.
would you say to your friends who are feeling bad about being bullied?
I would definitely say that don't let anyone who's not confident in themselves, who's not comfortable with themselves, tell you how to feel, because 99% of people who are bullied feel insecure with themselves, or they don't like something about themselves, or they don't feel confident, so they go and pick other people down. So I would definitely say that don't let someone who doesn't feel good about themselves tell you how to feel.
Fabulous. And what would you tell the bully? Let's say you had a chance to speak to the bully. What would you say to them?
I would say that like you know how you're feeling and you know what it feels like, so don't inflict that pain on somebody else. That's what I would say. Just take a step back and like say like, hey, like why am I doing this? And take a second to like really look at like what you're feeling and say, well, do I really want someone else to feel like that? And then just figure out ways that like, I know it may be hard, and it is hard, but just figure out ways that like you can really connect with yourself and figure it out before inflicting pain on anybody else.
Beautiful. Very well said. It's a testament of hurt people. And I love the way that you did that. And I just know you're set, and there's really nothing I can add to yours. Was there anything else you wanted to say about the movie before I bring Miss Franny back?
Yeah, the movie was like really good. I definitely recommend this movie. It really like when I was watching the movie, it didn't feel like I was like watching a movie, if that makes sense. It felt like I was sort of transmitted there. I guess so. Like it like pulled me into the screen. Like once the movie was over, I was like, oh, has it really been an hour and 30 minutes? So definitely I really recommend the movie, especially if you're like looking to like first if you're like looking for something about self-discovery, about friendship, and a bit of a fun mystery. I definitely recommend the movie.
Fantastic. Now I give my movies up to 8 stars. Eight's a lucky number in Chinese. It's a homophone for good fortune. So how many stars would you give this movie out of 8?
8.
You would give it an 8. All right. That's it. There's the endorsement for Slumber Party, Disney film. If you haven't got Disney Plus, that's where it is. Thank you so much, Hanadie, for the fabulous film review. And we're going to bring back on Miss Ranny here. If you've just tuned in, this is Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show on NBC News Radio, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, and of course my YouTube channel, where if you free subscribe, you will get access to all 1,007 shows now. Thank you so much for your continued support. A shout out to all the guys at KCAA, especially my sound engineer, Frank. And we do have in studio a junior film review. She's actually more than just a junior. Her name is Hanadie. I think I've gotten it right more than I've gotten it wrong. And you've been listening to her review of Slumber Party. And we have back in studio the founder of this wonderful organization called Kids First, that if you have any access to kids that want to get into doing what Hanadie is doing and want to get them in a place where they can be coached into doing red carpet reviews. There's a film festival for kids in the categories that we went through before. Just go to kidsfirst.org. So what did you think about that review, Miss Ranny?
I think that Hanadie nailed it completely. And I have to give Disney credit for really having their eye on what's needed for kids today.
I absolutely agree with you on that one. Mm-hmm. I think I love the diversity as well in the choices in casting. I thought that was great. The Asian girl, what was her name? Her character name?
Her character name was Paige.
Paige. I thought she was hilarious. So a little bit of hashtag Asian pride there. but I thought it was very well done as well. So anything that you thought of that you wanted to bring up when you were in the green room back there, Miss Ranny?
Well, not in terms of the review, but I did want to mention that as you said, we are always auditioning for kids. We have a process that's pretty easy to get into. We have an application online that kids fill out. Once they fill that out, we do a virtual interview with them like this. And we don't expect kids to come knowing everything they're going to do. We're just looking for people that have an interest and are committed to doing it. I mean, they get to see all the latest films before they're released for free. That's a big draw for a lot of people, right, Hanadie?
Am I too old to get on that list?
You are too old. Do you have any children?
I have two beautiful girls, but they're also too old. They're 23 and 25.
Oh, so you don't have any grandchildren yet either?
Knock on wood, no. I have a grand dog son who is right.
Okay.
Yes.
And does the dog watch films?
I don't know, Pablo. Do you want to come and say hi?
We have yet to review films for dogs. Oh my gosh! Look at that adorable.
He is a Frenchie. Say hello. Say
hi.
I would like to watch Lassie or something like that, right? Look, Hanadie wants to say hi. I don't know if he's gonna. He's a little microphone shy. Look at him.
Yeah, right. Oh, don't put me near that microphone.
I know. He's so cute though.
Oh, he's adorable.
Right. Yes, he is. He's my big baby. So no, he will not be watching films ahead of time for sure. But so how many kids right now do you have that are part of this organization?
We have 65 kids all across the country and 3 international. We have one in Scotland, one in Brazil, and one in Israel.
That's so fantastic.
They can fly from any place in the world as long as they can write, and speak in English, because we are
Great.
primarily an English-speaking organization. But a number of our kids are bilingual. So we have a number that are bilingual in Spanish and a couple that are bilingual in Portuguese.
Tudo bem. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. That's fantastic. So let's see. We have a couple of minutes. Hanadie, is there anything that you thought of that you have not expressed yet? I thought we'd be running out of time. I'm always running out of time on this show, but we actually have a few minutes. I'm looking for, I haven't got any comment questions. I did get a message from a friend of mine who has a question for your mom, and I don't know if she's around there and whether she can answer this or not, but
she is out of the room, and I would have to go get her.
Well, you don't have to go get her, but the question is, like, what does it take? Like, how much work is it? And maybe Miss Ranny, you can speak to this one, for parents who want to have their kids pursue acting in Hollywood or pursue, how feasible, because you just said you had a brother and a sister that are under 2 or 3 years.
They're both under 4.
Yeah. So maybe she can yell across if she's listening. But Miss Ranny, why don't you take that one first?
I can tell you about the parents that of the children that we work with, and also in terms of Hanadie's mom with her acting career as well, because it definitely takes a commitment from the parents. When we do our initial boot camp training with the children, which everybody that joins us does a boot camp to start out, the last day of the boot camp is dedicated to the parents, so that we teach them what they need to know in order to support their child. To begin with, they have to take their child to events. We don't have the funding that we can send a limo to go pick them up and take them to a screening. We'd be broke really fast if we did that. Because, I mean, we are covering film events almost every day of the week.
Wow.
So transportation is one. When the children are on the red carpet, their parent or another adult is their camera person. They're not just a camera person, they're also their chaperone, hair and makeup, psychological support.
Everything.
Right. They're their caterer, they're their everything. And oftentimes, as we're preparing for an event, I mean, you know this yourself from going to these events, you're responsible.
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to cut you off because we are out of time. I thought we had a little more time. See, I told you, we always run out of time. But thank you for that information. Kidsfirst.org. Thanks to all of you for tuning in to Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind. Thank you so much, Hanadie and Ranny from kidsfirst.org. Here we go. And tomorrow, it's all about balance. If you would do this with me, peace in, peace out. World peace through inner peace. Dr. Marissa reporting live. We'll see you tomorrow talking about real estate with Anne Marie Ramirez. Have the best day.